What's good, everybody? My name is Mr. Peters. Today, we're going to be talking about solving equations. I'm going to give you guys some very helpful tips on what to do when you solve equations and some other things that you should not do when we solve equations. So, when we look at our first problem, guys, understand that when we're solving equations, we're trying to figure out the unknown variable, which is just another word for unknown letter, all right? And what we have to do is basically group our like terms on the opposite side of the equal sign. And this is what I mean. So we know that we can add negative 12x and 5x, right? Those are like terms. And what I want to tell you guys is just think about it as money, right? If you owe somebody $12 and you pay them 5, that means you're going to have $7 to still pay them. So we're in the hole, right? That means we still owe them $7. And then on the other hand, it's going to be a little bit different because after we combine our x's, right, they're on the same side. So we can just add and subtract them straight up. But what a lot of students do, and this is the wrong way, right? This is incorrect. They sometimes will subtract 36 and bring it onto the same side as the variable. But guys, we cannot do that because we're going to get the sign wrong. So essentially, what you see right here, this is wrong. So let's just put a red X through that. And then let's go back now and let's actually do the correct step. So when we're at this step right here, right, what we have to remember is variables on one side of the equal sign, numbers with no variable on the opposite. So that means I'm going to bring 8 over to the other side because its like term is 36. They both do not have variables. That's why they're like terms. So to cancel out 8, right? If I have a positive 8, if I want to get that to 0, guys, just remember we're doing the opposite. So this is what we mean by the opposite. To get positive 8 to 0, I'm going to subtract it from itself. And then I have to do that same step of subtracting 8 on the other side of the equal sign to the like term. So now I have negative 7x is equal to positive 28. So now we're at the right step, right? Variables on one side, constant is on the other side of the equal sign. And now they're saying to us, hey, when we multiply negative 7 by the number x, we're going to get an answer of positive 28. So now we're working backwards, right? We're still working backwards. We're going to divide now because that's the opposite of multiplying that 7 in the x. So we divide by negative 7. And now our final answer is x is equal to 28 over negative 7. And we know we could simplify that to x is equal to negative 4. All right. So just remember from problem number 1, variables on one side, guys, constants on the other. So let's look at problem number 2. So in our second problem, I want us to pay attention to the signs because if we have our signs wrong, guys, we're going to get the question wrong as well. So here goes the problem for us. And what I want to focus on is that subtraction sign outside of the parentheses, right? Let's just highlight it. And the reason I want to focus on that, guys, is because it's what I normally see, right? So students will go through and they will only switch the sign for 6K, right? And then they'll go through and solve. But see, guys, this is not the right thing to do. So let's put an X through this, right? What we want to do is we want to act like there's a negative 1 or there's a 1 right behind that negative sign. And the reason why is because we have to distribute. So we'll take that negative 1 and remember we're going to distribute, meaning multiply to everything that is inside the parentheses. So that is going to be the positive 6K, negative 4. So when we multiply by negative 1, the only thing that changes is going to be the signs for 6K and negative 4. So now 6K is going to become negative and 4 will become positive. So now understand, guys, we took care of that sign change, right? That's the most important thing starting off this problem. Now we have to make sure we add the right terms. And what I want to focus on is 8K and negative 6K, right? So students sometimes will want to cancel the values out, right? And what I mean by canceling it out is they want to go ahead and add 6k to itself and then add 6k to 8. But guys, this is not the correct step. When the like terms are on the same side of the equation, we're going to basically combine them by adding or subtracting straight up. So I'm going to erase this 6k, and the correct thing to do, right? Since it's on the same side, we're just going to do 8 minus 6. So as we simplify, we're going to have 2k plus 4 is equal to 10. All right. And then now we're at the we're almost done. Now we have like terms. Our like terms are going to be positive 4 and 10. And just remember, guys, if you don't see a sign, a positive or a negative sign in front of a number, assume that it's positive. So now what we want to do is we're going to move 4 to the other side. And we have to do it like that because we need the variable and the numbers with no variables on the opposite side of the equal sign. So when I get to this step, right, we have 2k plus 4 is equal to 10. To get positive 4 to 0, we're going to subtract it. What we do on one side of the equation, we have to do on the opposite side only to its like term, right? So we subtract 4 from 10, and then we're going to get this final answer of 2k is equal to 6. And if you ever get confused, guys, at this very last step, I've seen it happen before. We're not dividing by 6, right? Whatever number is attached to the variable, right? 2k, 4k, 8w, right? If we're going to divide, we're always dividing by that number next to the variable because that's the only way we could get it by itself, okay? So after we divide now, I'm going to have k is equal to 3, right? Now we figured out what that unknown number is. When we plug that unknown number back into the equation and simplify, we're going to get 10 as an answer for this equation. If you found this video helpful, we're going to ask that you smash the like button for us, subscribe to the channel, and we're going to leave a comment below. Answer the question for us, and we'll see you guys next time on Algebra 1 with Mr. Peters. Thank you guys for joining us today.